So Wifey Sauce and I are fully moved into the new house now. We still have a lot of unpacking to do, unfortunately. Things are still in boxes all over the countertops and so forth. But every day we do probably a dozen to 2 dozen little things to make this place feel closer to home. This is one of those days. So if you're so inclined, you get to follow me around while I do stuff around the house. Super exciting. I'm really just doing a bunch of little chores around the house today. They're all little things for the most part, but they're important things. And if you're so inclined, follow me and we'll do some chores. I didn't make that sound very exciting. So the first thing I gotta take care of are these office desks. So this is Wifey Sauce's desk, and that's my desk. And we actually had some really nice IKEA desks at the last studio, but they were too big and bulky to fit here, so we actually gave them away. So we're left with these very skinny, kind of slender, but sleek looking minimalistic tables that are also from IKEA. These are the DIY ones where you buy the legs and the tabletop separately, in case you were wondering. But the problem with these desks, when you've got like heavy computers and stuff on them with monitors, they're very wobbly. So that's not gonna fly for us. We're gonna have to reinforce them today. I got a couple L brackets. We're actually gonna be using 2 per table, fixing them to the wall. Don't mind cable management. And hopefully that'll make them more secure and more comfortable to work at. And for whatever reason, if these L brackets aren't quite enough and the tables are still a little wobbly, even against the wall, I might get some brackets to mount these tables together, and that should definitely do the trick. But for now, let's install these guys. All right, so the wife's desk is done. Got the 2 bars installed, no problem. I had to find the studs first using my handy dandy stud buddy. You know, us studs like to stick together. Found out that they're about 16 inches apart, which is pretty standard. And then mounted these suckers straight to the studs. That's definitely gonna help it with reinforcement. And check this out. So this is my desk, still completely loose. 2 fingers, 2-finger wobble. Look at that. So that's how bad it was before, and this is the wife's desk. Same test. The only thing you're seeing shaking is my camera right now, but I can shake it just a very slight bit. That thing ain't going nowhere. That's actually really good. That means I don't have to fix these tables together after all, because it's plenty stable as is. Merging these desks would have posed an issue of its own, because I kind of forgot that we have to follow where the studs go, obviously, and they just don't line up with both of these desks touching. So there is gonna be a couple inch gap, maybe 2 or 3 inches there. Not a big deal, but everything else is looking pretty good. So without further ado, let's do my desk now. All right, both desks are stable. Oh, Wifey Sauce is home. Quick, wife test.
I want to be on the video.
All right, she doesn't want to be on camera. She can do her face today. Give the desk a little wobble.
No more wobbly.
No more wobbly. I can't film your face at all?
No.
Then it's just your butt, so take your pick.
No,
And your boobs.
No, come on, babe.
You can see I also left a gap behind the desks for cable routing and stuff. What do you think? It's good?
Yeah, it's good, honey.
Moving on. All right, we've got a couple things here. We have these headphone anchors just to make our desks a little bit more functional because they were pretty bare. So I'm gonna mount 2 of these, one on each desk for Wifey and I. These are the exact same anchors that we used for the last office. We liked them so much that we bought them again. I think that's the brand name, App Home. I don't know, it's some Chinese brand. They're really good quality, full aluminum construction. They come in different colors, adhesive, as well as mounting screw options. So I'll put links for all this stuff in the description below in case you're interested. Wifey Sauce is also getting this little tray thing for pens and pencils and erasers and stuff. I can't vouch for the quality of this thing. We just bought this on a whim. It's got adhesive only, so I'll probably mount that, I don't know, over here and then the hook over to the left, whatever, I'll figure it out. Cutaway was a little shorter than expected. While the headphone hooks look great and they're holding up nicely, I did not get around to mounting the pencil holder because Wifey Sauce told me not to. She took a look at it for the first time in person and said, "That's too small," probably because she knows saying it to me won't change anything. So that's one less thing we have to do right now. Let's move on. Ooh, what are these boxes that came in today? I completely forget because we've been ordering so many things for the house. Let's open them. They're not as heavy as they look. What are you? Show yourself. What is this? Oh, office chair mats. Sweet. So So the mats are pretty basic, but they look good, seem decent quality and stuff. I really like how the wheels of the chair roll on them. Adds a bit of friction, so that's nice. You can see I oriented the mats portrait mode, for lack of a better term, as opposed to landscape. I know it doesn't look quite as nice, but it just seems to make more sense to me. The mats are a little bit on the small side. They're a bit smaller than I thought, but I just figure that when you're in an office chair, you tend to move your chair up and down or back and forth as opposed to side. So to me, it makes more sense to have them oriented this way, but I do prefer the way they look the other way. So might have to have Wifey Sauce come in here and make the final call, as she usually does. All right, who's ready for some cable management? I am. Adhesive cable ties. What a difference these little guys make. Now, obviously, I'm not trying to win any setup contests or anything, but functionally, this is a lot better, a lot nicer. It's gonna keep things out of the way. You're not gonna get snagged on your feet or your legs while you're working, and it does look infinitely better, even though you can still visibly see cables, you know, underneath the desk. It's definitely cleared up a lot from what it was. It's looking a little loose right here. I'll probably just tidy that up really quick. The only cables I have not managed yet are the Ethernet cables for both of our computers, simply because I'm still setting up internet. That's its own thing, its own video entirely, so more on that later. All right, we've switched gears to the shooting room, and this is the last thing I'll probably get around to doing tonight, which is setting up the awesome hardware live streaming area. So you can see I've already got the peripherals hooked up, although we do still need a mouse, but we got the dual monitors here and keyboard. We even have our Stream Deck that I finally hooked up, pretty snazzy. Soundboard's over here, but ow, frickin' chair. But you can see none of this stuff is actually plugged in, let alone does it have a PC to connect to. So I have to go dig up the streaming PC that we use at the old set, get everything connected, get internet, which I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. I have like a 50 or 100 foot Ethernet cable, which I could use, just, you know, just route it really quick and dirty, because the live stream is tomorrow. It's Monday today, sorry I didn't mention that, but Paul's coming here tomorrow, so we need to have internet on the system. So I could either just run, you know, haphazardly a long cable, or I could use these Ethernet power line adapters, which are hit or miss. Sometimes they work beautifully, other times they really have degraded performance depending on the circuitry in your home. So we're gonna hook everything up and then do some light testing to make sure everything's running smoothly for tomorrow before calling it a day. Okay, I actually tracked down the system. It was buried under a bunch of other systems, but here it is, the streaming PC for awesome hardware. It's still got, oh gosh, I totally forget if this is the 10 core or 12 core Skylake X. So it's either the 7900X or the 7920X. And I just swapped out the RX Vega 64 with a Radeon 7 because it's newer, it's faster, and hey, it's not collecting dust anymore. Put it to good use. So yeah, the only thing about this that you're not gonna like, and especially Paul when he gets here tomorrow, is that the PC is on the floor. And I don't really have a good place to put it elsewhere. Like, it's not gonna fit in this little corner, like the Evolve Shift back there barely fits. So I think maybe I'll get like at least one of those tiny like stools on wheels to put the computer on, and that'll at least alleviate some of the dust buildup over time. But in the meantime, with this limited space we have, this solution is gonna have to work for now. Our little control center and live stream area is all set up. We do have internet. The Powerline Ethernet adapter is working just fine. However, I have not verified the speed. So why don't we do a quick test? Do a quick test to see if it's actually adequate to run the live show. So fortunately, we are in the room next door to the router. Oh, ooh, download speeds. Not looking so hot. Ooh. Yikes, yikes. Oh, it's coming back. It's coming back. All right. Okay, not great, but certainly workable. Now, obviously, upload is the more important one here for streaming. And that's looking pretty nice, actually. As long as we don't drop out the last second. I think we're good. 64, 35 and 64. All right, so since I'm not going to be doing much downloading on this system, it's kind of a moot point. I'm really glad the upload speed is where it is, though, because that is more than adequate for the live show, especially for just streaming at 1080p, 60 frames per second. All right, guys, I think I'm going to cut the video off here because it's getting late. Wifey Sauce wants me to go to bed and stuff. You know how that is. Thank you guys for joining me on this little endeavor. It was fun. Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
She sneezed.
Alright.
Ruined my video.
Sorry.
Sorry's not going to fix my video. Anyway, I know what I did today probably doesn't look like it took a lot of time because everything's time-lapsed on camera, but it really did. All these little things add up, and tomorrow's a new day with a whole new list of chores for me to do, as well as Wifey Sauce. But it's fun, you know? Seeing the house being put together bit by bit is definitely a rewarding and exciting experience. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching it today. If you did, toss a like on it and let me know your thoughts below in the comment section. Also, feel free to hit that subscribe button for more content on the way. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a good one, and I'll see y'all in the next video.